You know, for a long time, hip-hop was dominated by the East Coast and the West Coast. Names from New York and Los Angeles were selling millions of records and controlling the culture. But then, something unexpected happened. Two young kids from Atlanta, Georgia changed everything. At just 11 and 12 years old, they didn't just enter the game, they took over the world. Their names were Chris Kelly and Chris Smith, better known as Mac Daddy and Daddy Mac, from the legendary group Criss Cross. Criss Cross weren't just another kid rap group. They were the first major hip-hop act to put Atlanta on the map. Before Outkast, before Ludacris, before T.I., there was Criss Cross. And standing behind them was a young visionary who would later become one of the biggest names in music, Jermaine Dupri, who at the time was only a teenager himself. Among all the kid rappers of that era, groups like Another Bad Creation, The Youngsters, Illegal, Quo, Shaheem, and many others, none of them reached the level of success Criss Cross achieved. These two kids became the youngest hip-hop group in history to go multi-platinum, and in doing so, they inspired an entire generation. Criss Cross weren't just rappers, they were trendsetters. The oversized, baggy clothes, the braided hair, the sports jerseys, and most famously, wearing clothes completely backwards. Everything about them was different. They didn't follow trends, they created them. But as amazing as their rise was, the music industry is a dangerous place, especially for kids. Fame comes with a price, and Criss Cross were exposed to the highs and lows of the industry at a very young age. And sadly, that price would later contribute to a heartbreaking ending. So, let's go back to the beginning. Mac Daddy, whose real name was Chris Kelly, was born on August 11, 1978 in Atlanta, Georgia. From a very young age, he used to tell his mother that one day he would be rich and famous, and he truly believed it. In first grade, he met Chris Smith, later known as Daddy Mac, and the two instantly became best friends. According to interviews, people in their neighborhood gave him the nicknames Mac Daddy and Daddy Mac because they were popular, confident, and already had star energy. Even at that age, people were drawn to him. Interestingly, other future stars like Young Dro and producer Polo Da Don went to school with him as well. Criss Cross were real hip-hop fans. They loved Ice Cube, A Tribe of Quest, and classic rap. They knew lyrics, flows, and styles long before they ever stepped into a studio. Around the age of 12, their lives changed forever when they met Jermaine Dupri. One day at the Greenbrier Mall in Atlanta, Jermaine noticed two kids surrounded by attention. People were stopping, staring, and reacting like they were already celebrities. Jermaine thought they were famous, but they told him they were just cool like that. That moment sparked an idea. Jermaine realized these kids already had star power. All they needed was music. He began writing rhymes for them, working on their sound, and helping shape their image. Mac Daddy's mother suggested the name Criss Cross, and history was officially in motion. Jermaine once considered adding a third member as a DJ, but it didn't work out. Criss Cross remained a duo, two kids from the hood with unmatched charisma. Jermaine Dupri spent nearly 2 years writing and producing their debut album. Eventually, the demo reached Joe the Butcher of Rough House Records, and Criss Cross were signed. Then came the image that changed pop culture forever, wearing clothes backwards. Inspired by Another Bad Creation wearing clothes inside out, Jermaine suggested Criss Cross flip it completely. At first, they didn't like it, but once they tested it in public and saw the reaction, they knew they had something special. The braided hairstyles completed the look, and the world was ready. On March 31, 1992, Criss Cross released their debut album, Totally Crossed Out. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 and sold over 4 million copies. The lead single, Jump, became a global phenomenon. It hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, dominated charts worldwide, and turned Criss Cross into international superstars. The video clip went straight to #1 on MTV and even sold over 100,000 copies on VHS, something unheard of at the time. And the craziest part? They were still in 6th grade. While touring the world, they had tutors on the road and later transferred to a school designed for young stars. Fame followed them everywhere. Despite controversies over similarities with other songs, Jump stood strong. Criss Cross proved they weren't a gimmick, they were real artists. Their success opened doors few rappers had ever seen. They appeared on TV shows, video games, commercials, and even opened for Michael Jackson on his Dangerous World tour, making them the only rap act in history to ever open for Michael Jackson. They also appeared in MJ's Jam video alongside Heavy D and Michael Jordan. Awards followed: American Music Awards, Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, Grammy nominations. They even recorded music for Rugrats. Their second album, Da Bomb, released in 1993, went platinum. Songs like All Right, I'm Real, and Da Bomb showed growth and maturity. They also helped introduce Da Brat to the world, launching another legendary career. As they grew older, Criss Cross wanted a harder, more mature sound. Their third album, Young, Rich, and Dangerous, released in 1996, went gold. Hits like Tonight's the Night and Live and Die for Hip Hop featuring Aliana showed how far they had come. But behind the scenes, things were changing. Mac Daddy began losing his hair, which led to rumors. He later clarified that he suffered from alopecia, an autoimmune condition, not cancer, as many falsely claimed. Those rumors deeply hurt him. By the late 1990s, Criss Cross stepped away from the spotlight. They focused on education, business, and personal growth. Mac Daddy studied audio engineering, while Daddy Mac focused on business and entrepreneurship. They reunited on stage in February 2013 for So Def's 20th anniversary concert. Fans were excited. It felt like a comeback. But tragedy struck just months later. On May 1st, 2013, Criss "Mac Daddy" Kelly passed away at the age of 34 from an accidental drug overdose. He was found unresponsive in his Atlanta home. The medical examiner ruled his death an accident caused by a combination of substances. His passing shocked the world. Friends and family said fame came too early. The pressures, temptations, and environment took a toll. His mother later shared that addiction wasn't who he truly was, but once it entered his life, it was hard to escape. At his funeral, Jermaine Dupri and Da Brat wore their clothes backwards in his honor. Hundreds came to pay respect. His legacy was undeniable. Today, Criss Cross are remembered as pioneers. They opened doors for kid rappers like Bow Wow and many others. Their influence on fashion, Southern hip-hop, and youth culture is prominent. In many ways, Criss Cross deserve a biopic. Their story is one of unbelievable success, innocence, pressure, and legacy. Two kids from Atlanta changed the world, and hip-hop was never the same again. Rest in peace, Criss "Mac Daddy" Kelly. Criss Cross forever.